Exactly 1 month after the Air India flight accident happened on June 12, 2025, AAIB Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau has released the preliminary investigation report regarding the accident. Before checking the details and discussing on that report, let's see what had happened on June 12, 2025. The Air India flight, which was headed to London, has crashed into a government medical college just within few seconds after takeoff, killing as many as 260 people, including 19 on the ground. The victims included citizens from UK, Portugal, and Canada. Luckily, one person has escaped and saved himself from the accident. This was considered one of the worst air accidents in India. After the accident, the people across the world were waiting for the report to know what has happened, what exactly led to this crash. Who prepares this report? Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau. It is an attached office of the Government of India, Ministry of Civil Aviation. It basically investigates aircraft accidents and incidents to improve safety. So AAIB along with DGCA, Directorate General of Civil Aviation, which regulates the safety guidelines of the airlines, and along with couple of bodies from USA, NTSB, National Transport Safety Board, and Federal Aviation Administration, along with private officials from Boeing, the aircraft manufacturing company, and GE, General Electric, the engine manufacturing company. So now they have released the report, and it's preliminary report, which means it is subjected to change in the future. Before checking the details of the report, we have to understand one more thing to better understand the report and the details in the report. That is about fuel control switch. So for an aircraft, there will be two engines, engine 1 and engine 2. Obviously for engine, they need fuel supply. To control the fuel supply, there will be fuel control switches. So for both the engines, there will be two fuel control switches. And each switch there are two states, one is run and other one is cut off. So whenever the switch is on run state, as name suggests, the fuel supply will be enabled to that particular engine, and when it is in cut off state, the fuel supply will be stopped to the engine. Ideally, when the aircraft is in air and it is before takeoff, the switches will be changed to run, and once it is grounded and halted, it will be changed back to cut off. And now let's check into the report what exactly has mentioned in that. After giving the details and the facts about the personal information and other weather data related things, the report has mentioned the sequence of events has happened on June 12th. At 1:38:39 pm, Boeing 7878 aircraft that is bounded to London Gatwick Airport lifts off from runway 23 of Ahmedabad Airport. At 1:38:42 pm, after 3 seconds after takeoff, the fuel control switches has been changed to cut off from run. That means the engines were not getting the fuel because the switches has been changed to cut off. During the same time, from black box recordings, it is mentioned that it can be heard that one of the pilots asking the other why did he cut off the fuel, and the other pilot responded that he did not do so. But there is no mention of who has posed the question and who had answered it, because there were two pilots in the cockpit. At 1:38:52 pm to 1:38:54 pm, within those 2 seconds, pilots tried to change the switches back to run state. So engine 1 has recovered and it stopped decelerating, while the engine 2 was not able to recover and couldn't arrest the decelerating. So basically, once the fuel has been cut off, the flight started decelerating. It couldn't climb. Though one engine was able to recover, the other one was not able to recover. At 1:39:05 pm, Mayday call has been issued from the cockpit. So basically, the Mayday call is a distress signal. It is generally issued from the cockpit whenever there is an emergency situation. And ATC notices it before it could acknowledge and take an action. They were able to see that aircraft has crashed within the airport premises. and at 1:39:11 p.m. black box stops recording. What is confirmed in this report? So one thing is that the reason for the crash has been confirmed as of now, that fuel cutoff was the reason for the crash, because there could be multiple reasons for any flight crash. It could be because of overloading or bird hit or weather issues. But in this case, as per the preliminary investigation, it has been confirmed that fuel cutoff was the reason. Though there was no confirmation or mention on how did the fuel control switches has been changed from run to cutoff after the takeoff. That has not been confirmed yet in the report. But as per the expert's opinion, there could be two possibilities. First one, human intervention or deliberate switching of the switches, deliberate transitioning of the switches from run to cutoff. This would ideally happen when pilots want to deliberately cut the fuel. But in this case, as per the pilot's history and their flying experiences, there was nothing alarming about their details. They had very good flying experience. Pilot in command Captain Sumit Sabharwal had total flying experience of 15,638 hours, while first officer, basically who was flying the aircraft, Clive Kundar, had 3,403 hours of flying experience, and their health data and other things were normal. So it is less likely that they had deliberately cut off the fuel, though it's not confirmed in the report. As per the expert's opinion, this was the case. And the second possibility, some malfunction with the switches, which made the switches to change automatically back to cutoff. This is being seen as a possibility because on December 17, 2018, US Federal Aviation Administration had issued an advisory regarding the potential disengagement of the fuel control switch locking feature for the Boeing 7878 aircraft, the same aircraft which had crashed on June 12th. So the report says that though the advisory has been issued by FAA, Air India did not carry out the inspections because the bulletin was just advisory and not mandated. Though there are two possibilities, the report did not confirm what has led to this and how did the switches change back to cutoff. It might be immature or not correct to draw conclusion from the preliminary report, as the investigation is still going on and the report is subjected to change as mentioned in the report. We hope the AAIB release the full report with answers soon that give closure and justice to the victims and their families. From the things we have discussed and seen, and from the past accidents that we have heard or seen in India, I want to ask you one question. What do you think? How can we prevent these accidents in the future? Please comment your ideas if you have any in the comment section. Thank you.